Hey investors, this is the September update for my etoro Copyfund. The last 3 months have been disappointing. The crackdown on Chinese stocks has taken a toll on the portfolio, and some of our other growth companies have not done so well. But overall, we're still doing okay. Let's take a look at the portfolio. So these are the stats for the year so far. September hasn't been a good month so far. But usually after a few red months, we have green months. So I'm expecting the next few months to be better. Now let's take a look at the portfolio. Intuitive is our top holding at about 14.43%. Avalon is next, and so on. Some other stocks have done very well, like Google, Facebook, even Intuitive have done quite well. Microsoft, Adobe, but some have done terribly, like Alibaba. Alibaba is down 33% year to date. But we think over time it can still recover. So far, I haven't seen that much of an impact on the financials. So the stock price is going down, but the financials, the performance, the earnings of the company has not been affected that much. So I'm eagerly waiting to see the next quarter report. I still see Teladoc as a strong subscription business in a very um, big market. And to my knowledge, it is the leader in telehealth virtual care. So again, Teladoc is another stock where the stock price is going down, but the financial performance has been good. So over time, I expect uh, the stock price to reflect the good financial performance. Autodesk fell recently as well, but I don't think it was anything to be worried about. Autodesk is basically um, making some adjustments to its expected cash flow, not because it's seeing lesser demand, but because of the way it's arranging its contracts. Autodesk is still a leader in the construction and architectural fields, and is the number one player in AutoCAD and computer-aided design software. Baozun has been another poor performer. This is largely due to the sentiment around Chinese stocks. Baozun is a very small, relatively small cap Chinese company, so you wouldn't expect it to be that affected by some of the anti-monopoly regulations. But you can take a look at how sentiment can affect not just the stocks that are intended to be affected, but also other much smaller companies like Baozun. So I think Baozun is reflective of the sentiment, and once the sentiment improves, I think Baozun can improve. Although Baozun did have some not very stellar earnings recently, I think this was more due to some of the temporary political friction that we saw due to the so-called Better Cotton Initiative. So there were less Chinese consumers buying American goods. But I think over time this can improve and it will moderate. China still has a very big market that a lot of companies, not just American companies, but a lot of international companies want to sell to. And if they're selling through online channels, they'll probably want to use Baozun. Crypto is doing well. I'm still hoping to add to my E position, but probably not at current levels. And you can take a look at some of the other stocks we hold in the portfolio. Douyu has been a poor performer, and Douyu was probably a mistake that I should not have gone into. But at that time, I thought that its merger with Huya was a possibility, and so there was possible a short-term upside. But that didn't go very well. But I still think that Huya is very cheap at current levels. I think it can recover. I also feel Amwell is also being unfairly punished, and he has a lot of cash on his balance sheet. I think nearly half, almost half of the valuation is just the cash on his balance sheet, or at least a third of the valuation is just the cash on the balance sheet. So I think Amwell has potential to recover, and also because he's playing in such a big field, telemedicine and virtual healthcare. I think there are lots of opportunities for uh, Amwell. So that is the portfolio update. Thank you for watching and have a great day.